Alright guys, so now that Modern Warfare has released, I've had, plenty of time to play this game, way too much actually. Now that this came out, I've actually got my, full opinion on the game. I think what it is now is what it probably will be for a while. I mean, they're going to make slight changes, yes. Also, I'm going to be putting out tons and tons of Call of Duty content, so make sure if you haven't subbed and hit the notification bell, go ahead and do so. So let's get into what I want to talk to today, and that's why people are hating on this game so much. And some of those opinions are valid. Most of them are valid. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I just don't think that this game is as bad as most people are looking at it as, in my opinion. For me, guys, I want to tell you guys a little story. My first Call of Duty was COD 4 Modern Warfare, the original release of the remastered one that's out now. And that Call of Duty back then had some of its own issues, but I think it was the first modern iteration that really took off. I know there was Call of Duty 3, but I don't even think you could sprint in that game. It was definitely different. There was even tanks, poorly, implemented, etc., etc. But COD 4 was the first game that really come out on PS3, at least in my opinion, that felt like what Call of Duty kind of feels like today with the sprint, the aim down sight, and everything meta. It had some of the best maps out there. If you remember, claymores in that game were really, really powerful, like they are in this game. A lot of the same parallels can be drawn between this game and Modern Warfare, and that was my favorite Call of Duty. Now, Modern Warfare 2 came out, and it was much faster paced, much more over the top. You had the introduction of the nuke and the AC-130 and the chopper gunner and like just craziness. And that game had a list of its own problems. So everybody's hating on, it feels campy, they don't like the maps, it's just poorly designed. Well, this gameplay that you're watching right here, if you notice, it's domination, and if you want to win, you can't camp, okay? So our team had to grab the B flag. We grabbed the B flag. Their team is camping back at C. If they want to win, they have to push out. And so, this is for more of the objective-based games, but Team Deathmatch has always been a camp fest, especially in hardcore. If you go into hardcore, it is a camp fest mode. But in regular core Team Deathmatch, people tend to camp more versus in Domination and Headquarters in the past, or Search and Destroy, people can't camp because you do not win games by camping in those game modes. Call of Duty has always had campers, and in my opinion, yes, you're going to see me camping the B flag here in this building. It's domination, though. If we didn't have the B flag, you wouldn't see me camping on the B flag. I'd be going to grab the B flag. But we already have it. And I'm not going to run into A to grab their point so that the spawns start flipping. The way you play Domination is you cap A or B or C and B, and you spawn trap the enemy team back in their spawn, of whichever that you did not cap. If you play Dom in even Call of Duty Black Ops, you'll see the same type of gameplay. On Nuketown. Nuketown, it was notorious. Grab the B and the C flag, or the A and the B flag, and spawn trap the enemy team in the opposite direction, and do not let them out of their spawn. But this game isn't without flaws. Yes, it does play a little bit more campier. I will say that, this dead silence thing where it's not masking the footsteps, that's already been changed. They've already buffed dead silence. And to be honest, the more tactical feel of this game is favorable for me, and it may not be favorable for everybody. The game's only been out for a weekend, and people are acting like they know the best routes already, and in some of those cases that is true, but in my opinion, I'm still figuring the maps out. I mean, every map tends to be the 3-lane system that they've always had in all the CODs. The thing about these maps that people keep talking about is they're not well designed. Well, I'll say that I do not agree with that in the slightest, because if you look at these maps, I'm setting up in a high spot right now. If I'm a sniper, I could snipe. I could be safe here and snipe. If I wanted to rush, I could go out towards the middle. Okay, why is that important? I think it's important because it allows people to play each and every map to the playstyle that they want to play. Instead of, in the past, if you go to Black Ops 4, for example, that map, or all the maps in that game, are set up to rushing only. Pretty much. Like, yes, you can sit back and snipe if you want to, but it's definitely discouraged. So, you know, people are sitting here saying, oh, it discourages rushing. Well, you know what? All the CODs in the past have discouraged sniping, and I've always been a big sniper personally. I don't necessarily think you have to camp the snipe, but if you want to play that way, it's pretty much been impossible in the past games. People are saying these maps are poorly designed. I think it's clear, you can see it in most of the maps, that they are going for a more variety type of playstyle in this game. You have the opportunity to rush, snipe, use shotguns. There's lots of cover. There's lots of doorways. If, in all honesty, people want to say people are camping, like, let's be real. If you want to get into a building, there's 5 or 6 different ways to get into that building, whether it's through a window or 2 stairs. Like, just don't go the same route every single time. Like, come on. It's simple. I mean, people keep running into the claymores in this map. If you've watched up until this point, they've ran into the same claymore I've put in the same spot like 3 times. How stupid are you? Like, seriously, how stupid are you to run into that claymore? The same claymore. Go a different way. Getting into the balance of this game, people are also hating on the balance of the maps. I mean, this map we're looking at is a pretty much mirror image. Okay, you have a left route, and you have a on the scaffolding, and you have a right route through this department store, and on the middle you have all these buses for cover, which is equal cover. They could do the same thing to us if they really wanted to. All they would have had to do in the beginning of the match is grab B. And I believe they've actually flipped the spawns at this point. So, yes, guys, the balance goes as far as the maps and the guns. I mean, tell me. I would love for you guys to tell me. Tell me down in the comment section, what is the most overpowered gun in this game? Or, like, what is it? Because the M4, in my opinion, is freaking awesome. The Kilo's awesome. The freaking P90, the MP5's awesome, like the sniper rifle, everything is awesome. It seems like there's no overpowered gun. No, I'm not going to sit here and say these maps are better than some of the maps that we've had in the past, but let's be honest, they're definitely not the worst. Like I said, you're entitled to your own opinion. Next, I would like to talk about the longevity of this game. Let's be honest, this is probably one of the more fresh iterations of Call of Duty. I mean, let's look at the gunsmith. When was the last time that we got something that was innovative as far as the guns go? I mean, in the past Call of Duties, all it's been is pick your attachments, pick your perks, and there you go. But the attachments were very limited. This system allows you to deck your gun completely out, and you have to grind to get all those attachments. Do you know how long it's going to take to get all those attachments for every single gun? All the camos, which was the previous grind for all the guns. Now we have attachments, we have camos. It's just so much more and elaborate, and then not to mention the blueprints that you can earn in the missions under barracks for free. You don't have to pay anything. So I think that they have absolutely nailed longevity alongside the balance, and I also think that they've also nailed down the map playstyle. So guys, if you liked this video, make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it on any of your social media or anything out there, and if you haven't already subscribed and hit the bell icon, go ahead and do so. I'm going to be putting out tons and tons of Call of Duty content now that this game's out. I appreciate your time. Hope you guys take it easy and have a great day.
I got the airstrike.
Mission accomplished. Top marks. Enemy